disciplined attitude to de-risking stuff. We make sure that the downside is as little as possible. In fact, ideally, there shouldn't be a downside at all. Ideally, there should be a small upside at the very worst case, or a reasonable upside at the very worst case. But what we look for is we look for sites that have a significant potential upside. So if you find yourself in a situation, if you look at it from a sort of and I'm not a gambler, by the way, but if you look at it from a gambler's point of view, if you've got a bet that says, okay, I put some money into this, and my worst case is I get a 10 or 20% return, but my best case is I get 100% return. Well, it's a no-brainer. And so what we look for situations that we can create in that way, where we can find, okay, if everything goes wrong and we can't do what we envisage, there's still a decent return to be made. We protect our capital. But if things go the way that we expect, there's a really significant upside. And if you can find those sorts of development opportunities, they're worth waiting for, because you can be patient and wait, and you should be patient and wait for them, because they don't come along all the time, and but they are out there, and they require a lot of time and effort and study and actually creativity to unearth the potential that's often lurking within sites that people don't see. So I would say that now we spend a lot more time looking at stuff that we don't actually end up doing, but the ones that we jump on, they tend to be really good. And that is just a question of doing risk and scenario analysis, and we tend to have multiple fallbacks on each site. So on a Kennington site, we did something like 6 different scenarios before we bought it, and they were all different possible outcomes. There was a best case, there was an expected case, there was a kind of a minimum case, and then there was an absolute worst case, a base case, and the base case had to wash its face. Otherwise, we wouldn't have gone forward. Yeah.